Hello, Vinci. Welcome back. We're on our arithmetic questions here for maths. It's the 29th of the 1st, 2021. Let's get ourselves ready with our pencil, our paper, our trusty ruler. You know what I'm like. Let's get on. So, pause the video and start. Challenge 1, 6 add 4. I could do this on my fingers, adding 4 more. I could do it with my ruler. I could do it in my head, putting 6 and counting on 4, but I also need to start remembering that 6 and 4 are partners in crime. There are number bonds to 10. Just like, if I write it down here, 9 and 1 are partners, 8 and 2 are partners, 7 and 3 are partners, so 6 and 4 are partners. And just like how we showed before, 9 and going down and 1's going up. Remember, they swap, don't they? So 6 add 4. These are all partners that make the number 10. Right, 14 take away 3. Starting on 14 with my super special ruler. 14 is here. I'm going to take away 3, which means I'm going backwards this time. I'm not going up, I'm going back. So I'm going to jump back 3. 1, 2, 3. My answer is 11. 21, add 5. Start from 21. I'm adding this time, which means I'm going to go up my ruler. 21, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My answer is 26. 26. Now let's move on to the extension. So we've got something, take away something equals 10. Now, the only way that we can do this is, I'll make myself a little bit bigger, starting from 10. There we go. Now, usually I say choose any number before 10 and we'll count up. But we're not doing that this time, because this time it says here, this. Now, what does that mean there? That means take away. So if that means take away, we're going to start at a bigger number and count back until we get to 10. So 10 is our answer. So I'm leaving my finger on 10. This time I'm going to choose any number above 10 and I'm going to stop, and then I'm going to count back to see how many I need to take away to get back to my answer of 10. I'm going to close my eyes, I'm going to move my finger, and I'm going to go stop. Oh, 19. So I'm going to write my first number in of 19. Now I'm going to take away what, and I'm going to end on 10. So starting from 19, I'm going to jump back and count how many times I need to count back to get to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 19 take away 9 is going to be 10. Spot on. Remember, you could do that from any number above 10 on your ruler and then put your finger there and count back how many to get to 10. Super job. Well done, everyone. Right, let's move on to challenge 2. Challenge 2, 42 add 16. So let's write in 42 add 16. So we've got 2 add 6, that's going to be 8. 4 add 1, that's going to be 5. My answer's 58. It's a nice quick one, that, because I don't need to do any carrying. Right, let's have a look at the next one. So the next one says 7 lots of 5. I've got, shall I draw? Should we do an array? We could do an array. 7 lots of 5. So we could say we've got 7 rows of 5. So if I do, I've got 1. Well, I could do this. Let's do this. Yeah, I've got 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows, 4 rows, 5 rows. I have to extend my page. 6 rows, 7 rows. So I've got 7 rows there. And that's the numbers going across, isn't it? Now I'm just showing you a different way of working it out. This might not be the way that you usually work it out, and that's fine. Now it says I've got 5 in each of my rows. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm actually going to be a little bit cheeky here, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to go like this and copy them down like that. That way, I'm going to be a bit cheeky and cheat so I don't have to draw out all of those 5s. So this is how our array looks right now. Now, when I've drawn it like this, oops, it's okay, still looks right. When I've drawn it like this, it looks a little bit crazy because there's lots going on there. But remember, all it is these dots are all together, and I've put a black circle round that many groups, and in each group, it's got 5 in each group. Now I can check. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in each group. So what I can do is I can count in 5s, and I'm going to count in 5s each time. So if I get my number, I start here, I'm going to go 5. Never add another 5. That's going to be 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So my answer is going to be 7 lots of 5 equal 35. Now I counted in 5s because I knew that there was 5 in each equal row, and I didn't want to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, because I knew how I could count in my 5s. It's much quicker. Right, I'm going to get rid of that because that's taking up a lot of my space, and I might need to work out some more. Oh, actually, no, for this one I can do easily. Finger on 26, finger on 8, find out what the difference is. So I could count, and I could count all the way up to there to find out what the difference is. I could actually do another way. I know that 8 and 26, well, 26 looks a little bit like 28. Now, what's the difference between those two numbers? Well, there's 2 10s. So I've added on 2 from 26 to get to 28. So I need to then add 20 because that's how I get from 8 to 28. So I've added on 20. So if I do this, that's going to help me add on 20. But I need to get to 26. So how do I get from 28 to 26? Well, I'm going to take away 2. Take away 2. So then I'm just going to add up 20 and take away 2. Well, 20 take away 2 is going to be 18. Now, I know this looks very confusing. We've not learned this method before, but it's just I'm just showing you lots of different ways that you can work it out, and whichever way really works for you. Just trying to make it so that everyone's got a really good chance at finding something that works for them. Right, I'm going to get rid of all this now. Right, and then let's move on to the extension question here. Question 4, something add something equals 49. Now, yesterday we went through this, and I'm not sure whether you checked out Mr. Gabella's video, but what we looked at was we could do 49, add 0, add 0. We could do 48, add 1, add 1. Zip. Oh, nearly caught myself out, add 0. We could even go on to do 40, jump down quite a lot. And now I need to make up 9 because I've got 40. So I need to make up the 9. Well, how do I make up 9? I make it up by 5, add 4. So something like that, okay? That's how you could quite easily work these ones out. You can work it down nice and easy, methodically using, but if it asks you to use different numbers, then this one's quite a good one because these are 3 different numbers, meaning that you're not going to get caught out with this one where you've got 2, the same number, or if you go for a 47, add 1, add 1, you've got 2 1s there, which is fine because it equals 49. But if the question asks you to use 3 different numbers, then you're going to struggle with that one. So this is why the 40, add 5, add 4, and there's some other ones are much better. Right, let's move on to the next one. Let's start the lesson. So talk to you, Teddy. What is an array? We learned about it yesterday. What is an array? So if you've had that discussion, an array, you should have said something about the fact that it's a group of objects, and it's in lines, in rows and columns. They go across and they go up and down, don't they? So you've got rows and columns, and we use them to help us with our multiplication number sentences. So here we go. Can we write 2 multiplication number sentences for this array? So let's have a look. So the first thing I'm going to start off with is looking at how many rows there are. So going across, I've got one row here, and I have another row there. Now, there's two ways you can do the next step. I showed you one of the ways in the arithmetic. So I've said that there are, if I change back to red so that it doesn't confuse anyone of what my colours mean. So I've said the two rows. So I'm going to write the number 2 in. That's my first multiplication sentence. 2. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in my time sign on my 2 lots of. And then the second way that you could, there's two ways you can work this next part out. You can count how many is in each group. So you could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, let's make that 5 nice and neat, Mr. Watkiss. Whoa, there we go. There we go. 5, 6. So I could say, oh, there's 6 in that row, which means, and they're exactly the same rows on top of each other, so there must be 6. So that's my first way of working it out. So 2 lots of 6 equal. But the second way that you can work it out is instead of counting how many numbers are in, how many objects are inside the row, the second way is looking at what the columns are. So we could see the columns are the ones that go down. So we've got 1 column there, 2 columns, 3 columns, 4 columns, 5 columns, 6 columns. So it's exactly the same answer. It's exactly the same as me writing in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But this can look a bit confusing to some of us. So I don't want us to get confused too easily. But we've got 2 lots of 6. How could we work that out? Well, we could count in our 6s. That's a bit tricky. Or we could count in our 2s, couldn't we? We could go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So that's my answer, 12. Now, it's asking me for 2 multiplication sentences. And if you are a super duper detective and listener from yesterday, you will have known that I said there was something special about these numbers when you have the multiplication sign in. Can you remember what I'd said? I hope you're shouting at the screen at that special super word that we've been learning all through our year 2 career, if you will, is commutative. Now, if I say that word commutative, I hope that you're all shouting at me saying that means the numbers can swap round and they still equal the same answer, which is how we're going to write our second multiplication sentence. Instead of 2 times 6 is 12, it's going to be 6 lots of 2 equals, I've just swapped them round. Now, do I need to work it out, or do I know if that is the answer for the first one and it's commutative, it means it's the same. If you swap them round, it must also be the same answer. So 2 lots of 6 is 12, or 6 lots of 2 is 12. They're commutative, they can swap over. Let's work on another example together in this next one. So here we go, we've got, let's write a number sentence. How many multiplication sentences can you think of using the array below? Well, let's have a look at our rows. So we've got 1 row there and another row there, 2 rows. Then we've also need to look at how many's in each row. Now, again, there's 2 methods, isn't there? You can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or you could group your columns and you could go 1, 2. See whether I can do this. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Not at all. Oh, I can't do that. Never mind. Let's keep drawing them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can see that exactly the same. We've got 2 red rows and we've got 6 columns, or 6 in each group, okay? So 2 lots of 6 equals, it's the same answer as the last one, it just looks a bit different, doesn't it? 2 lots of 6 equal 12. And as I said, because because we're using a commutative multiplication sentence, we can swap it over. 6 lots of 2 equals 12. Well done, everyone. Right, next one. Let's hope it's a bit of a different one this time. Here we go. So let's have a look at the multiplication sentences we've got going on for this one. Let's start with, we've got, should we do rows first this time? Oh, that's what we always do, Mr. Watkiss. Silly. Let's do rows. 1 row, 2 rows, and 3 rows. So my first number is 3 lots of, and then I need to find out how many is in each row. So let's get my blue pen. How many is in each row? Well, it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Could do it like that. Could also do it just like I said before, where you do your one like this. There we go. Done it right this time. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, stole an apple that time. Didn't mean to do that. And the last one, 6. So just like I said before, you can look at how many's in the row. You can look down and see how many columns there are. It's the same method. It's just grouping them differently. Okay. So let's look. How many columns did I have? I had 6 columns. So 3 lots of 6. Now that means counting in your 3s or counting in your 6s. Now that's quite tricky. But what you could do is you could just count all of the apples. Just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 apples altogether. That's my answer. Now, right, come on then. That's that super word that I'm going to use, commutative. I'm going to make this commutative. Swap them round. Yep, so the answer is going to be 6 lots of 3 equals 18. Again, the same answer. We're just swapping them around. It's commutative. It means it's going to end up being the same. Right, let's draw an array for the following ones. It says 3 lots of 5. Okay, 3 lots of 5. So I've got my pairs here. This is what I'm going to be drawing my array in. So it says I need 3 rows and I've got 5 in each row. So I'm going to do my 5s first because that's how many's in each row. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now if I just get my pen quickly, the way you have to imagine it is if I got my blue pen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are they're my column ones, aren't they? Those are my column ones. Now I need to do my row. So if you have a think, this is at the minute, I've got 5 in each group and I've got 1 group. It's asking me for 3 groups and I've got my 5 in each group. So right now what I need to do is I need to do that, but I need to do it again, don't I? Get rid of that one. Don't want to confuse anyone. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to move it down like that. There's another row that I've done. And then let's do it again. Do it again. Move it down. Right. So now let's check. What I can see is I've got, in this, I've got 1 row, I've got 2 rows, I've got 3 rows. So that's perfect. Done that one. It then says I need 5 in each row. Well, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. I'm just going to double check that I've got 5 columns. I should do because it's the same way of working it out. So there's 1 column, 2 columns, 3 columns, 4 columns, and 5 columns. So have I done 3 lots of 5? Yes, I have. That's my drawn. That is my drawn multiplication array. Now, what I can do is I can actually answer the question now. I don't need to work it out with my times tables if I don't want to, because what I can see is I can see how many pairs are there, and I can see that there's 5, 10, 15 pairs. So that equals 15. I could even swap my sentences around and say 5 lots of 3 equals, and again, the answer would be 15. because it's commutative, isn't it? Right, let's do one more together. I know this lesson's going to be a bit longer. I want to make sure that I've gone over drawing them correctly. It says 6 lots of 2. So how many is in each group? How many is in each group? Well, there's 2 in each group. So let's get my 2 first, okay? This is how I'm going to show you, because I think this is probably the easiest way first, rather than drawing 6 rows and then not knowing how many's in each. So there's 2 there. 1, 2. It then says I need 6 rows. So right now I've only got 1 row, haven't I? I need 6 more of them. So let's get 6. Well, I need 5 more of them because I've got 1. I need 6 in total. Okay. Shake. Oh, come on now. Not grouping very well. That's okay. There we go. Right. 1, 2, 3. I have to extend my page. 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one, 6. So now I'm going to check, do I have 6 rows? Let's check. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 rows. Do I have 2 in each row? Well, I can see there's 1, 2. I can also check, do I have 2 columns? 1 big column, that's fine. And then let's check if I've got 2 big columns. There's the other one. Perfect. So have I done 6 lots of 2 as an array? Yes, I have. Let's work it out. Well, what I can do is I can count in my 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. My answer is going to be 12. Now I can swap them around. The commutative, remember. So I can write in 2 lots of 6 equals, I don't need to count in my 6s because it's commutative. I know what my 2 times tables is. I know the answer is 12. So the answer is going to be 12 again. Well done, everyone. Right. Let's move on. Oh, we've got another one to draw. Right, I'm going to give one more example of drawing and then we're going to move on, okay? Because I don't want it to keep us way too long. 7 rows and 2 in each row. 1, 2 in each row. There we go. If you're feeling confident, you can move on now. You can skip ahead a little bit and you can go to the challenge sections, but I'm going to go through it one more time, okay? So here we go. 1, 2. So I've got my 2 there. I need 7 rows. Get my red. My red shows me that is 1 row. There we go. Now I need to make 6 more because I've got 1. I need 6 more. So let's get that done there. Let me just quickly get rid of that because it's going to copy otherwise. There we go. Let's then move these down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to be a big one, this. 6, 7. 7 rows. Do I have 7 rows? Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Spot on. Do I have 2 in each row? Well, I can see I've labeled them 1, 2. Do I have 2 columns? Let's check. 1. Do I have another column? 2. I do. So I've got my answers there. I've got 1, 2 columns. Everything's perfect then. So now I just need to write in. Keep pressing a button on my keyboard by accident. It's my fault. Just need to write in the number centers now. So 7 lots of 2 equals, I'm going to count my 2s, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. The answer is 14. Commutative time, switch them round, 2 lots of 7 equals, you've guessed it, to the same answer, 14. Well done, everyone. Right, let me just shuffle this lot over to one side because I don't want it to get in the way. Just going to go over there. Now it says 3 lots of 8. I'm going to need to extend my page. I can already tell. 3 lots of 8. So it says I need 8. Let's get my blue pen because that blue pen is going to show me how many I need in each group. And the red pen is going to show me how many rows I need, how many columns I need and how many rows I need. So it says I need 8 in each group. Okay, so it's going to be quite a big one, this. So if that's 1, I'm going to need quite a few more of them, aren't I? So let's move this one up and let's get on. So let's move that over there. Oh, my mouse is messing around today. There's one. So then I'm going to need another one. And I'm actually going to be a little bit cheeky. I'm just going to double them because I know that double 2 is 4. And I know since I've watched Miss Big's lesson, I know that double 4 is 8. So there we go. I've got 8 now. I'm just going to check by getting my blue pen and writing in, not 22, Mr. Watkiss. I'm going to write in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've definitely got 8 there. And I'm going to check how many rows do I currently have? Well, I've got 1 row. That's all I have at the minute. So now I'm going to need to make 2 more because I need 3 in total. Okay, so let's group all that together. And then let's move it down. There's 1, 2 rows, 3 rows. So now, just to check, I've got 1, 2, 3 rows. I've got 8 in each group. So my answer, I can either count in 8. Ooh, that's tricky. Count in 3s. Ooh, again, a bit tricky. Or what I can do is I can just count them all. So we've got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then I count again. 24. So my answer is going to be 24. So I write that in there, 24. Again, let's make it commutative. 3 lots of 8 is 24. 8 lots of 3 is 24. Okay, just swapped them round. Now I think it might show us another example. I'm going to. I think I'm going to show. I'm going to show this one because it's 10 and 2s. We need to work on our 10 and 2s. Again, if you are confident now, and this video is getting longer, I understand. If you are confident, I'm allowing you to move on to the challenge. But I would like to go through the 10 and 2s one because that will help some children in my class. Okay. So let's draw an array for the following multiplication. So it says 2 rows and 4 in each row. So let's get 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it says 2 rows, 4 in each row. Get my blue pen, underline the 4. Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know that's horribly difficult to see. And then the red is my rows. So it says I need 2 rows. There's my first row. I'm going to redraw that because that is a mess. There we go. Then instead of it being 1 row, I need 2 rows. So let's then make this, copy that down. Oh, don't move it, Mr. Watkiss. Copy it down. And then we are ready to start counting up how many we've got all together. So I can count in my 2s here, can't I? I can go, what, 2, 4, 6, 8. So it's going to be the answer of 8. Now I'm going to flip them round. So 4 lots of 2 equals 8. Same for this one. Right at the bottom, we've got a 10 lots of 2. So I've got 1, 2 in each of my groups because it says here that I have 10 rows and in each of them I've got 2 columns. Okay, so there's my 2, 1, 2. Okay, then I need my row. There's my row and I've got 1. But what it means is I need 10 of them, which means I'm going to have to select that, not drag it. I'm going to have to select that. I'm going to have to group that, and then I'm going to have to make 9 more. So let's get going with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look how many we're going to need. 5. We're going to have to extend the page again. 6. I think we're going to have to extend the page again. Let's go even further. 7, 8, 9. Can we squeeze it in? 10. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've got 10 rows there. Have we got 2 columns? Let's check. Oh, it's going to be a big column. Whoa, look at this go. Whoa, there's 1 column going all the way up to the top. And let's check. Have we got another column? There it is. There's your second column. So 10 lots of 2. We can count in our tens. 10, 20. The answer is going to be 20. Flip it round. Commutative, 2 lots of 10 is also 20. Right, I'm sorry, we're going to need to go on to the questions now. We've done enough examples. Even I'm tired of doing examples now. So let's move on. So challenge 1. I want you to draw and show the multiplication sentence of 2 lots of 6. 2 lots of 6. Drawing them like I've shown you in this video. There will be 2 multiplication sentences that you can have. Remember the commutative, you can turn them around. 2 lots of 6. Draw an array showing the multiplication sentence 8 lots of 2. There are your 2 questions for challenge 1. Challenge 2. Draw an array showing the multiplication sentence 3 lots of 8. Draw an array showing the multiplication sentence 10 lots of 3. Challenge 3. Draw an array showing the multiplication sentence 12 lots of 3. Draw an array showing the multiplication sentence 4 lots of 5. Let's now move on to the next one. Here's your extension for today. Part of this array is hidden, so some of it is underneath this grey box that I've put there. The total is less than 16. What could the array be? You need to tell me what, like it's written here, the multiplication array could be, even though some of it's hidden. So you need to have a think what it could be under there, but it needs to be less than 16 in total. So in total, you've got 6 there, and there's some hiding under here. You can tell me what the array could be, but it must equal less than 16. Well done, everyone. I know it's been a long lesson. Thank you very much for coming along to it. I look forward to seeing you work on Tapestry. Keep trying hard. I'll see you later. Goodbye.